Everyone, Zeddy here again with yet another March of the Lich King card review. We have a bunch of more rogue cards to go over, and well, we've only had one rogue card revealed so far, and it's arguably one of the best cards they've ever got that's not called Secret Passage, because, well, that card just... How do they make that? How do they make that? But will these cards live up to that? Will they make me a blizzard? Well, stay tuned for the review. Before we get into it, of course, though, we do have our giveaway going on. We're giving away 3 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders, all out of my pocket. All you have to do to enter is like and comment in the video description below. We are 900 subs away from the next 1,000. If we hit that milestone before all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle around $100 out of my pocket. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. Starting off, we have the Noxious Infiltrator, a 4 mana 2/5 poisonous minion. It has Battle Cry. If a friendly undead died after your last turn, deal 1 damage to a minion. That seems pretty underwhelming, just 1 damage to a minion on a 2/5. Who cares? Well, it's poisonous. So whenever this hit, unless it has like Divine Shield, will die. It will murder it. As poisonous, when dealing a damage, will kill it. So if you're running any amount of undeads in your rogue deck, this is an incredibly powerful card. It's like Vilespine for 4 mana with, you know, not the biggest condition in the world. You do need to be running undeads to make it worth it, and currently as it stands in rogue, well, there's not a heck of a lot you're going to be running it in. We'll take a look in a second if there's some undeads to make it work, but we also don't know all the rogue cards yet. We've only got these, there's 3 here in this batch. There's still 6 more to come as well. We know the neutrals, and there's quite a few good neutral undeads you might want to consider running. Again, this effect is really powerful. I mean, 4 mana kill anything. Also getting, you know, a 2/5 on the board. Of course, any minion that has a battle cry, you got to consider Shadow Step and all of that. I just don't know what it slots into, what it's really doing in rogue right now. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 in standard and wild. The possibilities are high for it, and maybe my mark will go up on it. As you know, we see more undeads or more rogue cards in particular, but as it stands, yeah, I just don't see, even though it's a ridiculous removal, it's really strong. It's just like, it's gotta have the build around of undead working, and all the current rogue archetypes don't see that, but again, there might be new stuff that pops up that makes it worth it, and we'll have to see how it plays out. But currently right now, I just can't really give it like a glowing mark, despite the fact that it's a really potentially powerful card, and I think the design is really cool. I tweeted that I felt it's a rather toxic card, you know, poisonous, and of course, I love that, because I am one toxic individual, or at least I have been told. Next, we have a rodent, rotten rodent, a 2 mana 2/1 undead beast. So there you go. You got an undead that you can kind of curve into somewhat, not really, but a little bit. However, this card's got quite the battle cry on it. Battle cry: reduce the cost of all Death Rattle cards in your deck by 1. This is Emperor Thorson for your deck for Death Rattles, and it's just a common. It's just this is a common effect now. That's crazy. It's not a rare, it's not an epic, it's not a legendary. Just mass mana cheat on your Death Rattle minions in your deck. We'll just put that on a little 2-drop of common in rogue, where you could Shadow Step this, and all of a sudden your Death Rattle minions cost 2 less, and you can play 2 of these, and you can copy the Shadow Step with your new legendary spell and bounce this. And yeah, Death Rattle cards just got really cheap, and you got like Smokescreen, Trickster, you have Mines, you have all sorts of shenanigans. I don't know, any card that can hit this much mana cheat, feel like it's got to be good. It's probably going to spawn its own little deck, but it's such a powerful effect. You get this early, you're cheating out really annoying, gross stuff, and you already have like the objective spell of doubling Death Rattles. Possibly the way this works with the 3 mana draw spell, you know, it draws a Death Rattle out of your deck. It basically will, I think it'll factor in the mana cheat, and let's say you have a 5-drop Death Rattle, you play this, it should reduce its cost to 4, and I think that would work, and you would draw that Death Rattle, activate it. This is a really strong card in my opinion. Like, Death Rattle Rogue looks really scary. Mass mana cheat, man. It almost always sees play, and when you have a cheap Battle Cry minion that literally costs 0 with Shadow Step, there is potential for real high rolls here. I'm giving this a 4 to 5 in standard. a 3 out of 5 in Wild, where we've seen big rogue, Death Rattle rogue work. We saw it got nerfed recently with the Scourge Illusionist, whatever it's called, the 4-mana 3/3 that Dane got nerfed basically with Neptulon. Look out, this is a really scary card. It might be a little rat, but it is a really scary rat. And yeah, look out for this one. Just anything where Shadow Step becomes busted, I get scared. And yeah, we'll have to look out and see. And you can even brand it. You can brand it for more, like the mass mana cheat you can get on this is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, really strong card. And then the last card we have here is the Scourge Illusionist, a 4 mana 4/4 epic Death Rattle, and it's undead as well, so can work with that 2/5 as well. Death Rattle, add a 4/4 copy of another Death Rattle minion in your deck to your hand. It costs 4 less. So you can get that 8/8 rush that summons an 8/8 rush for 4 mana less, and it's a 4/4. And you play it, and with the other card, that mana cheat will stack. That's pretty good. I think you're playing this, and also this is a Death Rattle itself. So you could, in a world where you high roll, you play Rodent on 2, you top deck Scourge Illusionist, and you're just like mana cheat on top of mana cheat on top of mana cheat. Death Rattle Rogue looks really scary because yes, mana cheat is such a powerful effect, but this is a Death Rattle, so you know you have to wait for that effect. Possibly, but again, we have that 3-mana spell, I can't remember the name, I apologize, that can tutor this card. You could play this as your only Death Rattle in your deck that is 4 mana or less, right? And then you always hit this, you always activate the Death Rattle, and then you always get that 4/4 in your hand that's mana cheated and create even more scams. Will this just bring back Big Rogue and Neptulon and Wild? Like, it might, I don't know. There's like, it just feels like we're gonna go through this all over again. This card, again, really good, and you don't even have to, like, again, set up your deck particularly to abuse it. I think you can just play it with Rodent, but again, you can do the whole build around for it and do just absolutely disgusting mana cheat degenerate things. And if I've learned anything in Hearthstone, mana cheat's good, tutor draw is good, and Death Rattles with like upside are pretty good. So another card I'm gonna give a 4 in standard, a 3 in Wild. I think Death Rattle Rogue, just with these tools and what's already present, it's not like they don't have tools already. It's going into a pre-existing archetype. It's really scary. It's a really scary card, a really good card. And yeah, Mass Mana Cheat is coming. Dude, Rogue gets everything. I know I have a vendetta against Rogue right now, but my God, do they not get like all the cool, crazy cards? Like, it's insane. Like, who wouldn't want to play Rogue these days? Ridiculous cards. Look out for Death Rattle Rogue, and there's still like 6 more Rogue cards to come. How crazy are they gonna get? They don't seem to get bad ones. Even the one I gave a 2 is really good. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the cards. And in terms of card review schedule, well, I'll probably see you guys in like 8 hours or so. There's like 3 reveals within like 3 hours. I might actually try and bunch some together, but knowing me, I'm gonna get too excited and make a review for every single one of these because I just can't. I want to talk about cards. I don't care. It's so fun. And you guys seem to be enjoying it. So stay tuned. Lots more cards coming. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.